What is up, YouTube? It is HWFLOSS, the worst producer of all time, back with another video. In today's video, I had a question, so I'm gonna answer it. Alright, if you look on the screen, HWFLOSS, will you be going back to Instacomposer? I think that was a dope VST. I never left it, just to show you, but sometimes it gets lost and people want to see more of Instacomposer. But anyways, he says, I replied back, and then I said, what would you like to see? And he says, just from scratch, homie, see if you can make a banger. We all know the worst producer can make a banger, just to compare to the likes of Scaler 2. So that's what the video is about today, comparing, or really not even comparing, just using both Scaler 2 and Instacomposer. So hit that like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell as we continue with AI, MIDI, melody, chord generators, the whole series. I think it's just gonna be a lifetime series now. Y'all love it so much. All right, let's go into FL Studio and check it out. Okay, so we are in FL Studio. I got Scaler 2 and Instacomposer opened up. If you don't know, Scaler 2 is a chord generator, and it helps you understand a little bit about music theory. And also, Instacomposer is a song kind of generator. It helps you with everything. All right, so we're gonna be at 130. That's my tempo. Now, how you can use both? Here's the first thing. All right, let's get right into it. You could use Scaler 2 if you're more comfortable with the chords. I am more comfortable with Scaler 2 chords, right? So if I was to use some artists, let's use Audio Czar. All right, so he is we're gonna be in A minor, right? I'm more comfortable with the setup and the chords. It's just easy for me to see, but you might be better with Instacomposer, but this is just me. All right, so I'm gonna use something simple like A minor, and then I'm going to go to G major, Alright, so I know I can get an R&B or like a little melodic trap beat out of that. Alright, that's my chord progression for right now. I'm going to drag that over into Scaler 2. Alright, while I open up an instance of Electra X. And this way we'll get some better sounds. Alright, and then I'm just going to use like a bell or some keys or something. Maybe a plug, we don't know. Just something as the foundation. You always want to have a foundation to go back to. It's just easier that way. Alright. So now I'm going to copy and paste it into Electra X. And this is just Scaler 2. Now what I do like about Hexachord Orb and Instacomposer and some of the others is that they give you more variety. Alright, so now I have to set this up. So the key that I want to be in is A minor. All right, and then I want to clear the chord progression. Make sure you do that. Then make sure you're on that. Clear everything off. Make sure you hit that 5, that 4, that 3, whatever you want. Make sure you hit it and highlight it. So that's what you're generating. So I could get another chord progression from here, but I already got a chord progression. So I just want to get the other tools, the pad, the bass, the rhythm, or the melody. All right, so let's hear what we have over here in Electra X. So it kind of has like a trap feel. It could be Gunna, it could be Little Baby, it could be a lot of things, but it sounds decent. All right, and that's why I'm just comfortable making chord progressions in Scaler. All right, but I'm not comfortable with the melody or the performance pieces. It just doesn't come out right. It's kind of it's good, but it's not. All right, if that makes sense. So let's go to the melody here. We know we have an A minor. We're gonna highlight here, and then we're gonna press go. All right, we're gonna open up another instance of Electra X, clone. And you can leave it the same instrument if you like. And then we're going to drag it over. Now let's make sure everything is in key. We're going to go to helpers, and we're going to go to scale highlighting, A minor. Okay. See, it's not in key right here. It's not in key in a lot of it. So I don't even want to waste my time. I just want to go back to Instacomposer, and sometimes it's gonna take you some opportunity, some chances to do it. It's not gonna get it right on the first time. That's why you, the human being, are still needed. Let's clear that off. All right, let's make it a little bit more, get away from exotic, and we're still on this one. Here you go. All right, let's see what we can come up with this time. Drag it over. All right, this one's much more in key, and if you don't want this so high up, you can bring it down right here. Bam, much more in key. All right, let's just bring them all down. Let's see what we hit. Let's see what we get now. So now we have our chord. Now we have our melody. We can get a counter melody going with Instacomposer, which we will. But let's just hear that by itself. So this is what Scaler gave us. Very dope. All right, so that's why I never leave Scaler, because it's just the best when it comes to chord progressions quickly for me, how I learn. Instacomposer has better, well, it's AI generated, so it's unlimited. I can hit the button, and I can get a variation. So far so good. All right, let's go get another sound going. So we're gonna clone Electra X, and then we're gonna find another sound. We're gonna use the same bank. Let's just use this apple pie pluck. I don't know what it sounds like, but whatever. Instacomposer, go back in here, highlight number 2, the rhythm. Okay, let's see what we can get from the rhythm. Okay, so this is what comes up. This is gonna be like our counter melody. We can use that throughout the track. All right, and then we're going to drag it over. Now I like my counter melodies to be a little bit less prevalent. I mean, I don't want it as loud, so we'll see how this sounds, because I don't know what the sound sounds like. Sounds good. Everything is in key. Everything sounds good. You can check again the keys and everything, right? Everything sounds good so far. So basically all we need now is the drums, maybe an 808 bass or whatever, right? If you don't know, you can hit clone, right click, clone, go back to Instacomposer, and let's mess with the bass. And if you want more sounds, obviously if you click here, let's go to pad, because I'm not going to use the pad. Click here, it has, you can do another chord, you can do ostinato, you can do a riff. So you have other options to do. There's no reason not to get a full loop song out of this, whatever. All right, so let's go to bass, and then let's see what we generate. Okay, so that's a lot. So I want to make sure I clear, and then I'm going to go to the bottom and make it less exotic, more basic, less population. All right, and all of these you can get very, very creative. All right, I just have these down, but I'll show another video where we turn this stuff up. All right, let's populate that. See, now it's less. All right, let's see how this sounds. It might not sound good. Let's see how this sounds. All right, so we got another instance open. We're gonna drag it over, and we're gonna find a bass. Now let's go here. All right, we're just gonna use this bass. I don't know how it sounds, but we're just gonna use that, and then we'll adjust from there. It's too low. Let's turn this up. as you can hear it. Let me turn off this just in case. And when you get this AI, don't just take it for what it is. You are using this as a starting point for you to kick off your creativity. So one thing I don't like right here is that it just stays in A and A. But if you remember, the scalar went from A to like G. So that's your opportunity to take this and move it to G. Or you can move it to follow along all the way through F then G again, or F then C again. So if you want to move this to F, you could, and you can keep that at G, or you can move this to C. So let's see how that sounds. And then we can move it to this C right here. Oh, it just went out on me. Oh, maybe it's too high. So let's keep it down here. All right. So those are your options right there. Let's see how it sounds with just the. And then you can either jazz up this last one right here and go back to G. And you good to go from there. But yeah, Instacomposer is legit, guys. I guess the updates worked. I mean, for a long time when I was using it, it just felt like it was just like house music, and I couldn't get a trap or R&B sound out of it. But as of late, as the videos you've been watching, it's been on point with the melodies and just playing around with this bottom. Do not forget to play around. It has more than I'm showing, obviously. General, you can play with the velocity and the pattern. You can play with the harmony of it. Like, this is a cool tool, especially when you using it for guitar. They have strum, and they also have rhythm, which is good for guitar, and that little sound on the guitar. So don't sleep on Instacomposer. And you already knew Scaler 2 was a beast in itself. It's just about the sound selection, guys. Finding that sound selection and going with it. And then I could easily come in with the Bricks MIDI, or anybody's Somatics MIDI, any MIDI kit that allows you to do trap drums. I'm just comfortable with my own kit. You know, it's tailor made for me. You know. It's just tailor-made for me, and I just know what I'm doing with it. If you want this, go to HWFLOSS.BEATSTARS.com, Bricks 3. But like I said, yeah, shout out to Dennis Rule for asking that question. But yeah. And on this one, if it sounds too bright, just use different sound selection, and you still have halftime. Like, I didn't put halftime on it or gross beat on it to change the whole. Let me just go ahead and just show you what I mean by that while we're here. Just putting gross beat on something. Okay, so I've applied gross beat to just the top melody. So this is what it sounds like right now. That's cool. And then just on the second half or the hook, you can just add gross beat to the top melody just to change it. Here's without it. Well, I mean. All right, so just those little things like that change the whole beat. But it's your boy HWFLOSS. The worst producer of all time. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I will be doing more cookups just like this using AI, chord generators, MIDI generators, because it's just fun to me and it's really interesting to see the evolution and the growth of production. All right, hit that like and subscribe button, and until next time, make a beat a day, stay consistent, put up your 10,000 hours or your 10,000 shots or your 10,000 beats, whichever one comes first. It's your boy HWFLOSS, the worst producer of all time. Peace.